Hello everybody, it's the Tired Jacks back again with our final news video of the trip.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm very tired.
Oh, you got a question at the press conference, you cheeky boy.
Got two.
We've been obviously last night to AEW All In, which was a gigantic show, felt really big. And also, I think, judging by the response of people, felt like it delivered as well.
Yeah, we were getting messages in our work chat from obviously people we were working with watching at home saying, this is an all-timer, this.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to rewatching it with the commentary, added bits and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
After I've slept.
Got a bit of hair. Bit of hair in my eye line there, and it was really putting me off. I'm a fragile boy this morning. Right, we're going to talk about the big news coming out of All In. Further details on, obviously, this reported backstage confrontation between CM Punk and Jack Perry. I'll give a really quick brief background of what this all stemmed from. Obviously, Punk and Jack Perry had that altercation at Collision, reportedly over the Perry's wanting to use real glass in some sort of angle, and Punk saying, you don't need to do that, what you're doing. They got into an argument about it. So then, on the pre-show of All In, Jack Perry's had this match against Hook where there's a windshield spot involved, and he slaps the windshield of the car they're fighting around and goes, real glass, cry me a river. And apparently they went backstage and had a Barney. Yay! Barney Rabo. AEW are apparently investigating it. You said Tony Khan came out of the press conference and when...
Yeah, straight away he came out, and before any questions were asked, he was saying, obviously, something has happened backstage. I'm not in a position to comment on it. I'm not going to comment on it, but something happened. He was basically apologising because he was like, he must have known there was going to be an absolute media firestorm about this. So he said, it has happened. I'm not going to comment. Just wanted to be open with you. Let's go.
And Jack Atkins, I've got exciting news because our own news hound, Aidan Gibbons, has got a live, well, not a live update, but he's messaged us as we shoot this video with an update on the situation courtesy of PW Insider Elite. According to Aidan, according to them, they say, as you might imagine, depending on who is telling the story, it either begins with Punk going after Perry or Perry going after Punk. It's been back and forth as to who the blame was being placed on, depending on who was telling the tale, and some of whom sharing it were not actually there when it went down. So there's a lot of hearsay already, of course. There was shoving back and forth. PW Insider really go on to say, and from there the story is told that Punk either punched and or choked out Perry after the shoving. Perry was asked to leave Wembley Stadium right after the altercation, although there were reports as well emerging that Punk was also asked to leave.
I think Sean Ross Sapp tweeted this morning saying, but later on, yeah.
They were both asked to leave, but it might have been that Perry was asked to leave first because his match had already been on the way.
Potentially, yeah.
There's also kind of conflicting reports on... People seem to think this happened between Perry's match and then the first match of the main show, which was Punk's match with Samoa Joe. But then the way that Tony Khan worded it, some people may have taken that as to mean it actually happened a little bit earlier in the day, so...
Possibly, I mean,
I feel like it would have happened after he'd slapped the windshield and said, cry me a river, you know...
Surely.
Yeah, you think so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, yeah, because as soon as the reports were coming out last night, there was a tweet from Miro saying fake news. We're not too sure if that meant the
severity of the altercation.
Severity of the altercation or the way it was presented from whichever camp had put out this bit of information at the time. So
apparently, this is again PW Insider Elite. Perry was asked to leave Wembley Stadium right after the altercation, whereas Punk wrestled after against Samoa Joe and then left the stadium about an hour or so after his match. Apparently, there were quite a few upset that the altercation happened, feeling it was going to potentially upstage AEW's accomplishments today or yesterday. It actually apparently lit a fire under some in the locker room who didn't want to blame either side and some who blamed both sides, making them want to go out and work harder and make the night a great one for the company.
Are we calling this Brawl In?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen, isn't it?
Full credit there to PW Insider Elite, a wonderful news source there with kind of a nice summary of what happened and the merging details, but I guess we'll get a more complete picture as things go on.
Well, yeah, we saw what happened last year after All Out. This is going to rumble on for weeks and weeks and weeks, bits and bits and bits. Just stay tuned to obviously, our newsfeed here in Cultaholic.com for more updates.
Yes. Big upcoming AEW matches have been announced as well. I believe one of them involving Penta was set up at the press conference.
It was, yeah. Orange Cassidy was at the press conference. You know, they're doing the story that he's the hardest working champion in wrestling at the moment. Penta came out, threw out a challenge. Tony Khan announced that on Wednesday it will be Penta versus Orange Cassidy, and that the winner will take on Jon Moxley at All Out. Cassidy before Penta came out, Cassidy had mentioned that he wanted Moxley because he said he's, pinned Youth twice. He pinned Castagnoli last night, and he's like, I want Moxley. So he's got to get past Penta first.
Fair enough. Do you think he will? It seems like that's setting up a
I think he
Cassidy
will.
Moxley match.
As long as Penta doesn't do another mid-match costume change, I think he'll be okay.
He's Red Penta now. It seemed to work for him for a bit.
Yeah.
The TNT Championship will be on the line as Luchasaurus defends against Darby Allin. Remember, Luchasaurus is the TNT champion, but I imagine that wily Christian will be involved somehow as well.
Christian Cage, what's he like, eh?
What is he like? Chris Statlander is set to defend the TBS Championship against Ruby Soho. We obviously didn't see Chris Statlander on the card, which was quite a talking point, especially given the lack of women's matches on the card. I think, in the end, there was only the women's title match.
Yeah, I think Wrestle Purists asked Tony about it at the press conference, and yeah, he was going on about Statlander versus Ruby, and he said we'll see if Saraya is cleared as well. So there may be a women's world championship match set. But
okay.
As of now, we're not too sure.
Well, we didn't see Chris Statlander at the show. We saw Ruby Soho, who didn't have a match, but excuse me, came out to get involved in an altercation during that women's title match between stablemates Saraya and Toni Storm. She got in the middle, was like, guys, whoa, calm down. Then she got hit by Tony, I believe, in like a fit of rage, and then Tony looked regretful. But Toni Storm, not Tony Khan. But by this point, Ruby Soho was off. She stormed off, no pun intended. Oh. And yeah, it looks like the Outcasts are in jeopardy.
Well, I asked my close personal friend Saraya this.
Oh, nice.
I just said, what is the current state of the Outcasts? And she said that Tony tried to break her neck last night, and she's not very happy at the moment. So
and she punched her mother.
She did, yeah.
Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita. That is kind of the match following on from what I think is maybe the biggest upset of the night.
Yeah, I'd consider it an upset. I was saying to Luke here, I was saying that I was expecting the Golden Elite to have won last night and then Takeshita get the win in a singles match, but it was a roll-up win, wasn't it, out of nowhere?
Yeah. Maybe this is Kenny's revenge. Or maybe they'll just go all in on Takeshita, I suppose.
I can see that happening.
And the match that's been known for a while, but is one of the ones I'm most looking forward to. Oh my God. A guy just went past on a bike with kind of like beatbox music playing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see that in Newcastle. You don't get that up north. Such freedom. Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs, which, two big meaty boys.
I know, when I saw it was in the works, I thought, all in, are we going to get a big hoss fight? And they're like, no, all out. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it will still be good.
It's only 1 week away. We don't have to wait long.
Yeah.
Which seems crazy at the minute.
Yeah.
Moving on to other news, that AEW announced a new pay-per-view as well, with Tony Khan saying during the scrum that you were at, of course, that to honour Antonio Inoki, they'll be holding a show called Wrestle Dream, which they've now trademarked.
Yes.
And it's on my birthday, October the 1st. So I won't be working it. Yeah. But yeah, that looks exciting.
Yeah, well, there'd been rumblings this week. Obviously, the trademark was confirmed for Wrestle Dream, and there was reports saying that AEW were looking to up their pay-per-view outpoint, which we've heard for a while. We'd heard that as part of the discussions with WBD. And then he said WMD, which is WBD, that they wanted more pay-per-view output. Obviously, with this year, we've had 6 AEW pay-per-views, if you count Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
But we're going up to at least 7 this year. Who knows if that's going to be the norm going forward, or maybe even more.
Yeah, fair enough. I wonder if we'll see many of the New Japan roster, of course, with it being an Antonio Inoki tribute show. You'd imagine they'd get a lot of cross-promotional stuff going on.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah. That should be an exciting one. And also the show is set to take place, I should mention, at the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington. Brian Danielson, could be a key person as well in Washington.
I hope so.
Yes, hope so as well. Apparently, whilst not confirmed, Tony Khan has stated that he is hopeful that New Japan Pro Wrestling talents will be in action, and has spoken to the promotion about potentially having their talent at the show. So we'll have to keep an eye on that situation.
I can imagine, again, it will be a celebration of Inoki, and how can you do Inoki without New Japan involvement?
Yes, and finally, after the show happened, after the show went off air last night, they came to the ring. Tony Khan came to the ring with MJF and Adam Cole, who were still in the ring celebrating their friendship. And to us live in the arena, that was the first we heard of the announcement of All In coming back next year to Wembley, to London.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've specified Wembley.
I think it was Wembley.
Fair enough.
Because we had. We had the little screens with the pay-per-view feed, so as the show was going off the air, it did come up with a little ticker tape thing, and then to the live crowd it was announced.
I was confused because, second mention of him in this video, our news hound Aidan Gibbons messaged the chat as that was going on saying All In confirmed for next year, and I was like, how am I on a delay?
Yeah.
I'm here live. But no, that makes sense. All In confirmed for next year. I mean, they've proven they can do it.
Yeah.
Why not do it again?
Well, I mean, at first I was like, is this a lightning in a bottle thing? Because before they announced Wembley originally, I was like, you've only got one shot on making a first impression.
Yeah.
Put all your eggs in one basket and go for it. If they can maintain it and make this either a yearly tradition, or at least if they can just do it again, it'll be fantastic for the company.
Yeah, agreed. Just a slight bit of non-AEW news to end on as well. Tyrus lost his belt in NWA. Hey.
I'm retired.
EC3 is the new champion in the NWA. He's the new NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
World's.
Yeah. And that was just a bit of non-AEW flavoured news, as Tom Campbell would say. But, I mean, it's been all about AEW this weekend, hasn't it?
It's been a great weekend.
It's been a great weekend. Shout out to Jack Atkins. Shout out to Pierce behind the camera and Luke over there as well. We've been a great little team, guys. Hurrah. Look out for stuff coming out on the channel. We filmed a bit of a vlog. We filmed stuff with people on the street, just asking them kind of Vox Pop questions, shorts content, all that sort of stuff as well. Check out, if you want, my chaotic What Happened At video last night, which I don't really manage to explain what happened at the show that very well, but it's a bit of a spectacle seeing a lot of drunk wrestling fans hassle me as I try to struggle through a video, and all the more great content as well. Ross will be doing a WTF Moments as well, and we hope you've enjoyed all our coverage. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you very soon. We'll see you. We'll see you
I'm going to go to sleep now.
very soon.